John, you finally did it. Goal in the Fratton.
Yeah, finally. Could have had one before as well on my left foot. Good ball by Ronan, and keeper come out well and spread. But there was no doubt in my mind that I scored the second one. It was a well-timed pass by Marcus. He sort of drew the defender in and took him out of the game, and it gave me the time that I needed just to pick my spot and find the bottom corner. And finally got there. Took a little longer than I expected, but for one reason or another it's not. But tally's getting there slowly, but it's another one to add to it.
Yeah, so your tally is building up as you go along.
Yeah, 12 now. I think it's 7 since the start of January. So, yeah, obviously hitting a bit of form at the right time. Disappointed not to be starting. I had a 6 in 7, and then obviously didn't come off at Sunderland, and then didn't play at Tranmere. Got an hour on Tuesday night, and then again on the bench today. But all in all, just want to contribute to the team doing well and the team to pick up results. So it was nice to obviously come on today at 0-0 and impact the game in a way that we could win the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, how difficult is that when you get put on the bench for 1 or 2 games, then you come back? Have you just got to prove yourself all over again?
Yeah, I think people do it in different ways. You know, there's different reasons for players not playing. Some may be rested for one game and back in, but we've got good competition for places in the forward areas. So, you know, for any one player to play every game this season is going to be quite rare. Probably barring Ronan, who's been there sort of every league game and the cup games. The other 3 spots have rotated a bit with the players that we have, and as you say, it's almost proving your point and why you think you should be playing. Obviously you want to play as much as you can. I was disappointed not to be playing, but you can't sort of dwell on it because it's a squad game, and 11 players won't get us where we want to be this season. It's going to need a squad of players to do that, and all I had to do is make sure when I come on today, at whatever point, if I did come on, was to try and impact the game in a positive way. And as I say, come on at 0-0 and able to sort of contribute in turning the draw into a win.
How difficult was it playing in those conditions?
It was difficult. You know, we was against the wind in the second half when I come on. Obviously, had the wind in the first half, and it becomes hard for both teams because obviously their defenders, you know, the ball will then hold up in the wind a little bit, and they're trying to judge the ball and try and meet a header, just say from a long clearance or a long pass, and then sometimes they were getting caught out a little bit, and we was able to counter quite well. Again, like we countered well for my first chance, which I should have done better with. And then one where I got down, sort of Ellis hooked it on, and I tried pulling it back to him. Sort of gaps sort of started appearing as the game went on, and we obviously got the first and then the second, so gaps started appearing. But it's difficult, but same for both teams. It's not an excuse, and we've got good fight and good determination in this team to dig out results when things are like that. We can play football, we can pass the ball, but we can also mix it, and we've got a lot of grafters in there as well that know how to do what you need to do to win games.
Yeah, you controlled the game throughout, really, didn't you?
Yeah, and you know, some teams obviously coming to Fratton Park, it is the biggest or one of the biggest games for them every season. So, and Shrewsbury have been pretty similar all season, 3-5-2. But what we done well is we made it more into a 5 at the back, which then can become hard to sort of break them down. Meant that our fullbacks had a lot of time on the ball today, and they were very pivotal in us trying to win the game. The gaffer made obviously a substitution where Ross is a bit more attacking than Bolts. Seds obviously gets forward, so we went attacking. Obviously putting another striker on as well makes it more attacking, and we went for it in the second half in the last half hour, and we got the win. So but as I say, it is hard to break down sometimes, and it's just a case of sticking to what we feel will win us the game. And we knew if we could get the first goal, they'd have to come out, and then gaps would appear, and that's eventually how we got the win.
Must be great playing up front with Ellis Harrison.
Yeah, I love it, to be fair. Obviously, I come on just behind him today, and sort of just before Christmas when we went on sort of a good little run. It was sort of Ellis up and me just off him, and I think it's good for strikers because you've got another person up there who naturally is a forward player who can help with knowing your sort of runs, knowing your movement. Sometimes obviously Ellis may get into the box from a cross and he feels he's a bit isolated with no one else in there with him, so as a striker I tend to try to get in the box as much as I can, and if I'm making a run across the near post, Ellis is good on the back post, and that's where he gets a lot of his goals because he's good there, and that suits me and that suits him. And equally, if he makes another run, and then I need to fill the space that he's sort of vacated, and I think it just puts more pressure on the defenders. And together, I think we've actually done quite well when we've been paired up there, sort of with one up and one off. And it suited me quite well, obviously, with Ellis being more physical and powerful to play up as the 9. With me off him, it gives me a bit more chance to roam a little bit, to get on the ball, to make things happen when I can. And obviously, being a powerful runner, I can run from deep and get opportunities, and that's where sort of my 2 chances come from today.
And the game's coming up thick and fast. That's surely where you as a footballer want to be.
Yeah, you want to just keep rolling the games out. Obviously, training's important for your tactical and technical stuff, but at this point of the season, it's about keeping everyone fit, keeping everyone fresh. As you say, lots of games, Saturday, Tuesdays now for the next 4 or 5 weeks, and possibly longer as well, but depending on cup runs. So it is going to be a busy schedule, but that's why we've got a squad of players, and there will be rotation. There will be players that play, there will be players that change, and that's why everyone's got to be ready when called upon, whether it's from the bench or whether you've not been playing for 3-4 weeks and you get a start. You need to make sure you're ready because, as I said before, it's a squad game, and it's going to take every single one of us, every player, every staff member, every supporter, everything that we've got between now and the end of the season to get where we want to be.